You ever go on a date and think you're hitting it off, laughing, making eye contact, maybe some light hand touching? Yeah, me neither. But imagine if you did, and then weeks later you find out they thought you were their cousin? Okay, maybe not your cousin, but you get the point, right? Sometimes what we think is a real connection is just a big old misunderstanding. And that, my friends, is what we in the biz call pseudo-mutuality. One of the biggest signs you're trapped in pseudo-mutuality, when agreeing with your partner becomes the default setting. You forget to actually talk about things. If you never disagree, how do you know you truly understand each other? So next time you find yourself nodding along, take a pause. Sometimes you just want to turn your brain off and talk about the latest viral cat video or what Beyoncé wore to the Grammys, and that's fine. But if your conversations never go deeper than, "Did you see what that raccoon did?" then, my friend, you might have a problem. Think about the conversations you have with your closest friends. You probably talk about your dreams, your fears, your weirdest childhood memories. That's what builds real intimacy and connection. But in a pseudo-mutual relationship, those deep, meaningful conversations are about as common as a unicorn sighting. Trust me, the rewards of going deep far outweigh the risks. Okay, let's be real. Nobody enjoys conflict. It's awkward, uncomfortable, and can make you want to crawl under a rock. But here's the thing, conflict is a natural part of any relationship. In a healthy relationship, conflict is an opportunity to understand each other better, to compromise, and to grow closer. But unaddressed conflict, it doesn't just disappear, it festers. One of the most beautiful things about being in a healthy relationship is the opportunity to grow, both individually and as a couple. You learn from each other, you challenge each other, and you support each other through life's ups and downs. But in a pseudo-mutual relationship, growth is about as welcome as a skunk at a picnic. If one person starts to change or evolve, it throws off the whole carefully constructed balance of the relationship. If you're not growing, you're stagnating. And stagnation, my friends, is not a good look on anyone. So if you find yourself feeling stuck, it might be time to take a step back and ask yourself some tough questions. You know how actors put on costumes and pretend to be other people? In a pseudo-mutual relationship, both partners do the same thing. They lose sight of who they actually are. Maybe you pretend to love your partner's music. You're not being your authentic self, you're playing a role. Eventually the mask is going to slip, and the whole foundation starts to crumble. Here's a thought that might blow your mind. You can be in a relationship and feel lonely. In fact, it's one of the most insidious things about pseudo-mutuality. You can be surrounded by people who supposedly love you, and yet you still feel utterly alone. Why? Because true connection isn't about physical presence. It's about emotional intimacy. It's about feeling seen, heard, and understood for who you truly are. So you might find yourself going through the motions of a relationship, going on dates, having dinner together, maybe even sharing a bed. But you never truly feel to your partner. In a healthy relationship, emotional intimacy is like a free-flowing river. You share your thoughts and feelings openly and honestly. But in a pseudo-mutual relationship, it's all blocked up. Vulnerability is scary. What if your partner doesn't reciprocate? So you hold back. Emotions fester and eventually find a way to express themselves. So, there you have it, folks. The signs you might be stuck in a pseudo-mutual relationship. Remember that couple nodding along like bobbleheads, terrified of a real conversation? Yeah, not exactly the recipe for lasting love, is it? Life's too short to waste time on relationships that don't bring you joy and fulfillment. You deserve a love where you can be your true, authentic self. So go forth and find that love.